What celebrities will you get today, Jess? Did you tell your boyfriend we're going to look out for celebrities today? Did you get extra hair clips today?
Good morning and welcome to Ransford Oval in Melbourne, Australia for the final round of competition. Good morning, welcome to Ransford Oval in Melbourne, Australia for the final round of competition at the 2017 AFL International Cup. It's grand final rankings day and we are kicking off the action with the men's Division 1 clash between South Africa and France for, well, the dreaded wooden spoon. It promises to be a great contest between two teams that are relatively well matched. Neither side have really set the world alight in this competition so far, and we will look forward with a lot of interest as to see what will happen in this big game. Hello, my name's Shane Fleming, and I'm going to be joining you in the call right throughout the morning. And joining me is going to be a man by the name of Brendan Rhodes. Brendan, good morning.
Good morning, Shane. Great to be with you and with everybody again watching at home. Yeah, looking forward to this game. These two teams have found it tough throughout the course of the tournament, as you said. France got their highest score the other day against the USA, which was 3 goals. South Africa took on Papua New Guinea, who, of course, used that as a big percentage booster that got them into the grand final tomorrow. But they would have had their eye on this game pretty much right from the start as a chance to head back home to their respective countries with a win on the board.
And that's probably the most important thing for both nations at the moment is to make sure they get the win and finish the tournament off on a high. And while joining us in the commentary this morning is Stephen Murphy. Stephen, thanks for joining us.
G'day, boys. Great to be along today. The first time I've got to have a look at the International Cup in 2017. I'll tell you what, Brendan and Shane, how much gusto is that national anthem sung with? It means a lot to both countries, doesn't it, to sing their pride and joy?
It certainly does. It's a great feature of every game right at the start, having the national anthems, and certainly with some of the Islander nations and that, you'll see right throughout the day with the haka and their own war dances as well. It just adds that little bit of colour and that to the...
Here at Ransford Oval at Royal Park, and listen to the team singing their anthems across on McAllister Oval before the game starts.
Amazing.
And just think... That's what it means to them to play for their country, even if it is a sport that isn't mainstream back home for them.
Well, we're just about set and ready to get underway here in the first match of the morning. It is South Africa Lions taking on France. And to get us underway, I'm going to hand you over to Brendan.
So it is France versus South Africa for 9th spot in the International Cup 2017. First tap one down by the South Africans. That was through Malumley. Out towards half forward it goes. Working his way through was Dutjulwa. Couldn't get there. Still going hard, the big man for South Africa. Can he break clear? Lungile? No. Dupont couldn't get hold of him. Hand pass out the back. South Africa with the turnover. This is Mkize. He goes out wide towards the flank. In the shadows on the outer side of the ground is Yaba. Can't break clear. Towards the line it goes, picked up by Lecoq, and over the line it goes for a boundary throw-in.
So, ball to be thrown back into play here. Slow start to this one. Both teams desperate for a win and wanting to finish off their tournament on the right note. Ball thrown back into play. Goes over the ruckman's head. Little tap down. Ball on the deck. Unable to be picked up at the moment. Going in hard there was Boucher for France, but it comes to the Lions. Umpires found a free kick, however, and it's going to be coming back to France on the wing.
So Lecoq in the shadows on the outer side of Ransford Oval. Down towards half forward it goes. Front spot, unable to hang on to the mark, was Girard in the red sleeves. Is it easier to pick that one out? So just feeling each other out in the early stages of this game. First minute or so. 9v10 in the International Cup. One down for South Africa by Malumley. And away go the Lions towards half forward. Front spot unable to hang on was Marikwane. Trying to work his way through. There was Dupont and also Dagois. And the ump calls for a ball up.
Bit of a blustery breeze as well, picking up as well, boys around the grounds. Could play havoc a little bit.
So ball thrown up, tapped down by Lumley. Quick kick forward now, bouncing ball, unable to get there first. There was Sakori. Now it's Lecoq with the ball. Little handball backwards. Teammate in support, coming out wide towards the commentary position. A little punch towards the line by Monnier. Can they keep it in? They can. Eventually, though, it's worked over the boundary line. And it'll be over for a boundary throw-in right in front of the South African interchange bench. No score so far in this game. Been playing now just over 2 minutes in the first term.
We've had this northerly breeze, Murph, for the whole tournament, basically. So you'll find the scoring end down to the right of screen, down to the southern end of Royal Park as France come away through Boucher, dispossessed. He has to go back in and have another go. Fed the handball out, booted forward by Danielle, out towards the wing. This is in the hands of Boscar. He got dispossessed. Good play by the South African player who then should get a free kick for a hold. No, he's been pinged for holding it. Didn't get away cleanly, Zwane. So he will go forward for South Africa towards the 50. Ball brought to ground. The French trying to break clear, but losing possession of the footy again. Inside half forward it goes. A little bit of a fumble. Still time to recover for South Africa. Good hand pass came back. That released Malonyeni. Inside forward 50. He goes with the kick. Front spot. No mark taken there by Favero. Great spoil by Dupont, goes through again. Fed the hand pass out, that was good work. Now came Sardon. He booted down the wing and France are out of trouble.
So ball up at half forward now, going in hard. There was Boscart, little handball backwards. Finds a teammate in support. A little underground handball was clever back towards Boscart there. Now France holding on to possession, but the umpire has said that you're out of space. We're going to have a boundary thrown on the far side of the ground. Still no score in this one.
The French half-back line's doing a really good job denying the South Africans a lot of space when they've got it across half-forward, making it very tough.
So Dupont gets the tap. He's an important player for the French side. They need him to get going today. The clearance is going to go the way of South Africa. High ball, up and under, sitting underneath the ball, but unable to take the mark there was Bartman. Maybe a push, and the umpire says yes, and there'll be a free kick to the Lions at half forward.
Sekoyi kicks inside 50 and a diving slips catch that Hashim Amla would be pretty happy with for South Africa, and it's been taken by Timna Bartman. The distance may trouble him. Kicks it all the way to the top of the goal square, and a mark on the line. Chance for South Africa to get the first. No call to play on. Played on quickly. Sekoyi snapped it back. It went right across the face of goal. Still a chance here for the Lions. Strong tackle laid in defence by the French. And it will be a ball up in the end. Good piece of play that by Fabian Flosch.
So ball back in the air, little tap down, try to get it to a teammate in Bartman again. He goes backwards, but they've lost the ball here. They have the South Africans. High ball, sitting underneath it. Well, doing well, getting in the front position there was Kesey. Now off the hands, Kesey's going to go in again here. Lays the tackle, but the umpire's blown the whistle. It'll be a free kick, Stephen.
Yeah, it does appear as though the umpires adjudicate it that way. South Africa very much, although not scoring, it's been all in their forward half.
Taken by Favero.
Gave the hand pass off to Bochet. Kicks to half forward. Mark in the front spot. Big lump of the centre half forward there for the French, Pierre Boscart. Plays on, pokes it towards centre half forward to open space. Who's going to run onto this one? It was good play there by Sardon. Got the hand pass out. Flying shot at goal for the French. Goes off to the left and out of bounds on the full.
Much better build-up by the French there. They're able to bring it over to the broadcast side of the ground, open up a little bit more space against the South Africans and got them in a forward 50 entry.
That was Jacob Roa-Lui, who's wearing the 97 in this game, just threw his head to the sky when the kick went off target. Ball back into play for the South Africans in defence, and it'll work towards the line and over for a throw-in in front of the old Ransford Oval scoreboard here at Royal Park. Been the home of the International Cup over the past 2 weeks.
So, 2 ruckmen get sent. Still no score in this game. Ball thrown back into play. Neither ruckman able to contest it. Losing the ball there was Monnier. Still with France, however. Going to ground. Umpire says no free kick, play on. I think he's going to have to call for the ball here and ball it up. It's not coming out. Eventually he does. In fact, he's called play on and then he's called holding the ball. So, umpire in 2 minds, never a great thing. But it's going to be a free kick to South Africa. Long kick down the line now. Trying to run onto the loose ball is Funder. And it goes out of bounds and over for a boundary throw. And Stephen, how have you seen the start to this game?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Not a lot of scoring, obviously, in the International Cup in 2017. Tough to get goals. But probably the best avenue is opening up the game a little bit more, being a bit more bold with the footy as the French were before.
Ball back into play. One down by the Lions. Out the back it goes. Working towards the line and over it goes before Bartman can get there. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
One thing I do notice, guys, is the discipline of the sides. You see a lot of country footballers, you can't get them to go man on man. Right across the field, everyone's has an opponent.
Sticking to the structures in their 5th game of this tournament. Ball back into play. And there is a hold in the ruck here, I think. It'll be a free kick to South Africa. It'll be taken by Malabongwe Malamli.
So Malamli now, not a great kick. Goes along the ground looking for support. Through the middle of the ground, little toe poke there. And he's got found a teammate. Kicks long up towards half forward, bouncing ball. Did well there to trap the footy. Now gives a little handball back. Overrunning the ball was Lungili. Still he goes. Gives a little, he's in trouble though now. And that's going to be...
He's a little bit lucky there, Shane.
I was just about to say holding the ball until the umpire decided he wouldn't go that way. Ball thrown back up in the air. And neither ruckman able to take clean possession. It's been a really hard start to this game, a torrid start. Neither side able to get on top. And you would think the French side probably kicking with the aid of a little bit of a breeze, Stephen.
Ball down for South Africa and away they go, stepping around traffic. McKeezy send it into the centre of the ground. This is a dangerous kick up to the task, however, was Funder, who kicks up towards half forward. Fist in there by the French defence. Almost getting through with Sekoyi, couldn't do so. Camped over top of the football the French player in Dagois, but the umpire said no prior opportunity.
So ball now, half forward for the South African side. Comes out the back. Sakori now, little kick forward. Looking for a teammate, running onto it all, taking the ground. Didn't really dispose of it correctly. And the umpires paid the free kick. Going against that man in Maricone. Well, big fly there from behind by Moagi. The Hippo, as he's known, he is the captain for the South African team. Umpire's going to bring it back, though. It'll be a free kick to France.
Again, the pressure by the French backline outstanding in the opening term, keeping them in the game.
So kick into the middle of the ground. Target there, it was Rawa Louis, but it went over his head. Now coming in hard on, just getting his kick away in time and taking a good mark at half forward is Sakori. So Sakori now too far out to score. You would think he's probably 55, 60 metres from home. Looks to give the handball off.
Been lively early, hasn't he?
He has, had plenty of it. Goes inside 50, over the head of his teammate, but Flock there unable to take the mark in defence. Oh, a little tap forward was good, come back to Flock. Now France coming with it. A little handball out to a teammate there in Monnier, and he goes high up towards half-back.
Ball knocked away there from Girard to ground level. It goes. Numbers with the French. It's taken by Pinto. Fed the hand pass back to Trouillet. Couldn't get clear. And there's a push in the back on the contest, and Benoit Trouillet will get the free kick for France on half-back. Sizes up his options. He is a prominent performer for Lecoq, and that's a beautiful pass. And Monnier worked hard to get there and take the mark. Swings around onto the right boot. Monnier kicks towards half forward. Through the hands it goes there of Mlonyeni. Hand pass came out from Crepon. Now it's a chance for France. A great tackle on Boscart. Just got a hand pass away in time. Sweeping in was Denmark Baloyi. Can he break clear for South Africa? No. Grab without the football was Massa. Umpire didn't see that. Play on was the call. And eventually he'll come in and sort out the stalemate with a ball up.
Still no score in this game at this stage. Been playing 11 and a half minutes. Neither team really giving an inch. Very closely matched. Coming through hard there was Moagi. He's the star for the South African team. They'll be wanting him to catch a light. Gives it a little handball there back to Maricone, who then goes wide by hands out to a teammate in Matt Shane. Matt Shane's kick was smothered. Now going in hard there for the French side. And taking possession of the ball. He's got to try to keep it in. He can't. And in fact, it's going to come back, all the way back. It'll be a free kick to South Africa. I didn't quite see what that was for, guys. Off the ball, was it?
Yeah, not too sure, Shane. Could have been possibly even a push.
So, South Africa now with the first shot at goal of the game. And it is some conjecture with the umpires as to whether it actually scored or not. And I think it's going to be a behind. No, it's out of bounds on the full. So we still haven't had a score in this game, and 12 and a half minutes gone in the first term.
I'd like to see South Africa bring the ball in a little bit deeper. A lot of their entries have been around 40, 50 metres from goal. A little bit deeper, more pressure on the French defence.
So Lecoq to bring it back in from the last line of defence. Little kick goes to the outer side. No mark taken there for Bonholst. Trying to keep it in play there, the South Africans. And eventually, did it hit the boot? I think it did hit the boot of a French defender, so it'll be a free kick to South Africa. Short pass back into play was good, and it found Funda, who has it just outside the 45. Sizes up his options. Asunda Funda kicks on the right boot, up towards the forward pocket. Big fly from the big man, and he's dragged it down Malumley. And can go back and line up for the first goal of this game late in the opening term.
There was only one man, Brendan, that was ever going to take that mark.
He comes in and he kicks the goal. It took a while to come, but big Malabongwe Malamle has put on his first goal of the tournament, and South Africa on the board first. 1 straight 6, France yet to score.
Again, that kick a little bit deeper in towards goal put the French defence under more pressure. They look more comfortable when it's sitting around 40, 50 metres out. Under real pressure, they've looked more likely when it's been around the 20-metre area from goal.
So Malamle there with his first goal of the tournament. Great time to get it too, to start the scoring in this game. Been playing now almost 14 and a half minutes, so only about 3 minutes left in this term. So back in the middle. And Dupont with the tap. Gets it down to a teammate there in Treulet, who goes wide. Bouncing ball, looking to try to keep it in, will be Pinto, but unable to do so, and we're going to have a boundary thrown on the far side of the ground here at Ransford Oval. And it is the Lions leading at the moment, 1 straight 6 to France yet to score. Ball to be tossed back into play now. Tapped down there by Mlamley, but straight to France. High ball up in the air.
Quick kick into the pocket. The chest mark was dropped by Mlonyeni. France with a chance here. Oh, he ducked into that tackle, and that will create some problems. The umpire says my ball.
Again, a little bit lucky there. He did take on the tackler.
A little bit more lenient in the International Cup than we've seen in football around Australia this year, as the South African Lions break it away, taken by Dutyulwa.